This is the Volvo XC40 Recharge. The Volvo XC40 comes both in a petrol and diesel version, but as you may perhaps expect, we will take a deeper look on the pure electric version called XC40 Recharge. Longtime followers knows that I'm driving a Tesla Model 3 from 2019, and I will partly compare this Volvo XC40 to my Model 3. First thing first, the thing that most people are interested and ask about electric cars is their range. The very optimistic wltp range that is announced by the manufacturer is 418 kilometers. But, as always, this is not the range that you can expect when driving in highway speed. Well, this Volvo has less range than my Tesla Model 3, and that is felt when you're going on longer distance trip. My Tesla can make the whole trip, but this car, no, we have to stop and recharge. During the 365 kilometer long trip that we did with this car, where most of it was in highway speed. Like all electric cars, the Volvo XC40 is a really nice car to drive. I mean, since it is an SUV, it has a lot of room, and you sit a little bit higher than in my Tesla Model 3. And I would say that Volvo have worked on the volume level in the car, so it is also more quiet than my Tesla Model 3 from 2019. Yes, the road noise is lower both in this car but also in newer versions of the Tesla Model 3. Acceleration from 0 to 100 is 4.9 seconds and the top speed is 180 kilometers per hour. It feels like Volvo have looked on Tesla and took some of the features and brought them to this car. For example, the car has a frunk. Also, there is software updates that is coming to the car over the air through the car's mobile network connection on a regular basis. Here is one now that I'm installing. Let's leave the car and wait for some time to see what new functions has been added. Okay, let's see what kind of update there has been to the car. If we can see something. Why is it not unlocked? Yeah, okay. The car is waking up. As you perhaps see, this is Google operating system in the software of this car. It looks like complete. Yeah, here. Update is complete. Done. Great. Thank you. Oh, here is latest update. What happens if you press here? But this doesn't say anything regarding what kind of update. Oh, here. Updates in version 2.2. Here is one thing. Improved compatibility with iPhone, including wireless charging. Yeah, and actually now the iPhone is charging. Before this update, it was not charging, it was not working, this wireless charging. It was just getting extremely hot. The battery in the car has a capacity of 78 kilowatt hours, And when doing a normal charging, the maximum rate is 11 kilowatt on 3 phases. That will fill up the battery from empty to 100% in 8 hours. But you don't have to wait for the battery to be full in order to drive the car. The most convenient is to have a wall box at home. Charging from a standard outlet takes significantly longer. On longer trips, rapid charging can be needed. Then the charge is done via the so-called CCS plug that gives a maximum rate of 150 kilowatt. When I tried on a Tesla supercharger capable of delivering up to 250 kilowatt, the speed went up to 133 kilowatt. There is so many reasons why the car is not reaching its maximum charging capacity. But the main reason is the battery that doesn't have the right temperature or is in the right state of charge in order to receive this maximum capacity that could be delivered from the charger. Since this is a small SUV, the inside has some space and the backseat is okay, but it's not the most comfortable there is for my 190 centimeters of length. Here I have plenty of space, but the front seat here is not moved all the way backwards right now. There is also a charging outlet with a USB-C standard and vents for better air circulation in the back seat. Here you also find an evidence that this is not an electric car built up from the ground. This hump in the middle of the back seat is not needed in an EV, and it makes it a little bit uncomfortable for the fifth passenger in the car. The trunk has an automatic opening and closing with a capacity of 452 liters. Another thing that is of interest when looking on a modern car is the capability of auto steer, like how the car is driving by itself, or when we are talking about a Tesla Model 3, how the autopilot is working. The Volvo XC40 have this function, but it's different from the Tesla. This is more like a driving assistance, and sometimes the car has problem to keep the car in the lane. So paying attention to what the car is doing is a must. There is also the choice to activate the feature one pedal drive. That means that the car will brake when releasing the accelerator and eventually come to a stop. The energy is recouped in the battery from the braking effect. This car has all features that you can expect from a modern EV today. It predicts the charging level upon arrival in the navigator. It tells you what time the charge will be ready. You can also set the charging limit here. I have chosen 90% because you shouldn't charge it to 100 only if you're going on long distance trip. You can also set the current limit amps to 16 I put here, and also if you have a time tariff you can set a timer here and choose when you will start charging the car in the night. For example, in this case I would like at midnight, and it can charge until 6 o'clock, since this is the time during the night that the price for electricity is cheapest. The layout of the instrument cluster is okay with not too many buttons, so some things are needed to be adjusted from the touch screen. And there is plenty of space for different needs in between the two front seats. There is cup holders here, mobile phone, charger, things to keep
here, and there is of course mirrors here and electric windows where you can adjust and maneuver them from here. Also there is a settings here, probably for a profile 1 and profile 2 if there is more than one driver for the seat settings.
Another small detail, but really useful, is that there is no start and stop button, so it's working like my Tesla. Everything starts up when you sit in the car, and driving can be done directly. There is a backup camera when reversing, but that is approximately standard now in all modern new cars. The price of the car is similar to the Tesla Model 3 standard range, so it's not the most expensive, but on the other hand, Volvo has never been famous for selling the cheapest cars out there. But for loyal Volvo customers, I'm happy to see that there is now an option to stay with the brand and go electric. And this is the way Volvo is heading, since the competition gets tighter and tighter, and electrification is a must to survive in the future. So, the overall impression of the Volvo XC40 Recharge is that it's a very good EV, well built and fits most of the needs that a car should fulfill without too many compromises.